Okay, we've spent a little time sanding, and it's time for fully sanded at 320. It seemed like the more I sanded, the less attractive it got. I don't know what was going on, but that feather started popping right about 220. But it was a very difficult sand, to be honest. It's tough wood, and there's a lot of grain and figure in there. And sometimes you're sanding away, going, "Oh my God, I can't figure out what that tool line's from." You get close, and you're like, "Oh, it's not tool line. It's some weird little grain pattern or something like that." So I had a bit of that where I'm like rubbing away, sanding something, figuring out, oh, it's actually I'm sanding the wood away, not a tool mark or something. Like this line in here that I really was bothering me is actually a grain line, part of one of the tree ring lines, and I probably spent 15 minutes trying to get rid of something that was in the wood because I just didn't catch it at the right angle to understand what I was looking at. What I'm putting on here is my grit, and I'm going to let this get in there because of the live edge up here. I hate putting my fingers in there while it's spinning, so I'll put it on this way, and then we'll buff it off. We'll do that bottom when it's spinning. We'll buff it off with the linen wheel later up here. But for now, let's just get a little coat in there so we can see what all that work was for. And I'm going to go ahead and put some pressure in there, a little bit of speed. And I'll get a nice clean towel here for that. And that will be how we look at that feather, how that feather pops out in the middle there. So let's go ahead and grind that up. Got it up at around, what are we at here? What, 1,000 RPM? Get a little bit higher. And again, I'm holding my hand back away from these edges. You can see we pick up a lot of goo. Remember never to wrap your hand in the actual towel itself, just holding it. So you do not want to lose a finger. Oh, okay, I can't speak for you. I don't want to lose a finger, so I'm assuming you either also don't. So if you have it wrapped up in your hand all tight like that and it catches something, it can pull your finger right off, or at least damage it pretty good, give you a nice dislocation. When you have just holding it in your hand, if it catches, it'll just pull it out of your hand, which is our goal here. Okay, again, this is just our grit, our shop shine, and look at that feather. That looks pretty good. Hopefully that's picked up in the camera nice, but that's a pretty piece of grain work there. So now we'll go ahead and we'll get some regular shop shine on there. Beeswax, mineral oil, little carnubas in that blend there. And we'll rub that in by hand first, and then after it sets up, we will buff it off at high speed on the lathe. The outside, I'm going to actually take over to the Beal system, and I'm going to buff out the outside with a white diamond and then a carnauba. I think that will be the prettiest shine for what we have here without having to put any kind of other finish on. I think this wood would probably be beautiful with some shellac too, but I really want it to just be a super easy to maintain. You know, it's kind of big for a nut bowl, isn't it? I don't know. Maybe you put a bunch of nuts in there for a party or something. And the secret surprise would be at the bottom. When you get down there, you see that big feather. Beautiful crotch section. I was very generous of Stuart over at STM Woodworking. I'll put a link to his channel down there. He's a buddy of mine from one of the international, well, yeah, it's an international woodturning club. It's called the Royal Order of Woodturners. And we actually have membership openings. It's not as highfalutin as it sounds. Most of us are hobby turners and also run a little side business. A lot of makers in the group. Some people you probably already are following. Shirts Creatives in there, 2511 Woodturning, Designs by Red Raven, We Wood Shop, Woodworking Jarl over in Holland. So we got a pretty good team. Naughty Pleasures is in the group. Quite a few guys that you probably see their post if you're an Instagrammer, and you'd see them on Facebook here and also on YouTube. They all have little different projects going. But it's a fun group to be in. We support each other. We trade projects in wood. We give advice. And basically, we just joke around a lot and enjoy each other's company, which is fun. Have, a little affinity group. Most of us also belong to our local chapter of the AAW, where I live, that's the Inland West Woodturners. But if you're interested in getting into a cool little wood turning group with a lot of fun guys, we'll give you lots of support, good advice. We laugh with each other when there's something to laugh about, and we cry with each other when there's something to cry about. But most of the time, it's just tools, advice, tips, sharing project ideas with each other, and reaching out to somebody who's another maker who might have a skill set you just don't have. As an instance, I do 3D design and 3D printing. I came out of the engineering world, and that's what I did. And some of the guys have a need for little 3D printed widgets and stuff. So I do that for them, and they trade me for blanks. And this lovely piece of wood came from Stuart, a buddy of mine now who lives in Georgia. I'm all the way from Washington. He sends me a box of wood. I sent him a couple of gouges that I wasn't using anymore. And, it's kind of a cool trade. And it works out. It's always nice to have buddies. So there it is. I'll take that over to the Beal system now. Polish up the outside. Our little fill with the glitter turned out cool. Obviously, this isn't a gallery piece, but definitely something that would sell if I put that out of my trade show booth. No problem at all. Yeah, that's pretty, huh? That's just pretty. So, put that out at the booth at the next craft fair. It'll be gone in a couple minutes. Or I'll stick it on my own cabinet and fill off like cashews. I do love cashews, although since it's made out of pecan, I should probably put pecan/pecan/ whatever else you call it from wherever you're from in there. And there it is. So I'll bring it back for a final spin, and we'll take the foot off. I'm not going to show that. You guys have seen it a million times. I'm just going to roll it off flat on this one, sand it up nice after we buff it, and we'll be good to go.